Assalamu alaikum, inshallah you're well guys. So a lot of people will speak negatively about working at the big four or top 10 organizations. The hours can be long, the work itself can be a bit boring, no work-life balance, limited career opportunities. Honestly, I've heard it all from people who will message me on Instagram and they'll want to reaffirm their decision. Do we still want to apply to these organizations despite hearing about all of these negative experiences? And I thought to myself, this is a great topic to speak about because people often focus on the negatives, forget about the positives, and it's very likely that you've heard these experiences from recent trainees, maybe someone who's rolled off the graduate program, or someone who joined, didn't like it, and left to go and do something else. And the most important thing to remember, guys, is this is just one perspective. I'm now a hiring manager, I conduct interviews, I recruit into my team. So my perspective on this is very, very different. And inshallah, in today's video, guys, we'll be able to answer the questions. What am I looking for in a candidate? And secondly, will that big four top 10 experience help you advance your career? But before we go into this, guys, a bit of a disclaimer that the things we're going to talk about today are very general because myself and other hiring managers as well, we will hire based on a candidate's own merit, not because they tick a number of boxes or conform to a particular checklist. And I wouldn't want anyone to watch this video thinking, yeah, I meet these criteria, so I'm guaranteed success in my career. Because like we know, guys, nothing is guaranteed, and inshallah, it depends on you as an individual. Now, the first thing that I look for in a candidate that stands out to me is their experience. Have they worked in a similar sized organization or on similar sized clients? And let's take TJX as an example. We're a Fortune 100 company. We're seen as a market leader. It's important we remain ahead of the competition. And when you're working in a large organization, there's a lot of unknown working in the grey. And the best example of working in the grey is COVID, because that's impacted all organizations. 1 minute we're in lockdown, the next we're not. We've got a red list, we've got a new variant. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. And that's been a nightmare for business planning and analysis teams everywhere because they're responsible for creating budgets, predicting sales, costs, the expected profit for the year. And every time there's a change or a new restriction announced, they've got to recreate the budget. They've got to forecast the impact that will have on sales as an example. So that's where experience of working with uncertainty comes in handy. And obviously large organizations also use a wide range of software: Oracle, PeopleSoft, Power BI, Tableau, other data analytical tools. Experience of working with different types of software definitely comes in handy as well. Now, where can you build that experience? At the top 10, because their clients will involve market leaders. So it's important for the top 10 firms to remain ahead of the market, up to date with advancements in technology. It will also involve working with varied clients. I remember when I was at BDO, guys, I had one client called Basici Mining. As the name suggests, they were involved in the mining industry, but they also had investment property in the UK. So that was my first experience of working with IAS 40. Now, would I have got that experience outside the top 10? I'm not too sure. And with technology advancements, look at PwC. They accepted their first payment in Bitcoin. And the top 10 firms, especially the big four, they're seen as trendsetters. So as a trainee in one of these firms, it's very likely that you may gain exposure to the latest RPA advancements or efficiency improvements, all experience which can help you stand out. The second thing I'm going to talk about is long hours. Now, in your head, this is probably the biggest negative, and you've heard some horror stories, working till midnight, doing 60+ hours a week, and I'm not going to deny that. Those stories are probably true. When faced with long hours, most people's reaction will fall into one of three categories. First category are the guys who will wear it like a badge of honor. They will prioritize work over everything. The second category are people who have a life outside of work. They'll have better things to do, but they'll appreciate from time to time they need to do long hours to get the job done. And the final category are the complainers. These guys will not want to work past 5 p.m. because per their contract, their office hours are 9 till 5. Be careful when you're listening to complainers, guys, because my opinion is that doing long hours, not all the time, but when needed to get the job done, looks good to hiring managers. Yes, I work in industry. Yes, we rarely work past 5, but equally there will be times when we need to do a hard slog. We need to travel on the weekend, do an inventory count late at night. We can't just leave a store mid-audit because it's turned 5 p.m. So I know in that situation that someone who's done long hours before will be able to appreciate that the job needs to get done. But obviously, guys, there is a balance to be had, and most managers won't look for someone who just works every hour of the day, because obviously work-life balance is also important. The third area I'm going to speak about is teams. Now, I work for an organization which employs tens of thousands of employees, people from different countries, people from different cultures, who speak different languages. So one of the things at the top of my agenda when recruiting is, will this person be able to fit into our team? And I can guarantee you guys that every single hiring manager will have this at the top of their agenda. And from my own experience and what I know of the top 10, the teams there are very, very diverse. When I was at BDO, I was part of the energy, mining and industrials team. And we had a lot of international clients. There was a team of 50 people approximately. And there were people who spoke many, many languages. We had people who spoke Russian, Chinese, European languages. And for me, that was quite a bit of a development opportunity in terms of understanding other people's cultures. So it meant that when I transitioned from external audit into internal audit in a FTSE 100 company and more recently to TJX, I found that transition was much easier because I had experience of working with people from different backgrounds. Also, working in a top 10 firm will mean more opportunities, more so than working at a smaller firm. Maybe you'll go and do a secondment. You'll get the chance to travel internationally, maybe even do a secondment abroad. All of these are available at the top 10, and these combined can enhance your experience of working in a team environment, and that definitely stands out to a hiring manager. So weighing everything up, yes, I definitely understand the negatives. No one wants to work long hours, but guys, I think you've got to look at the bigger picture. I've just given you reasons on how experience at the top 10 can help you stand out from other candidates when you're looking to advance in your career. And some of you may be thinking, hold on a minute, what Faizan has spoken about is more applicable to working in a large organization. You may want to open up your own practice, focus on a side hustle, maybe even just work in a small organization doing 9 to 5. And that's absolutely fine. But in my opinion, this is still relevant to you because perceptions can change. What you want to do now may not be what you end up doing in the future. And that's why you should be focusing on the experience that you're gaining. And in my opinion, the experience you gain at the top 10 can definitely help you when you're looking to build a career. But inshallah, I'll leave it there, guys. As always, any questions or queries, please feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram.